Hello, and those speeches were amazing. They deserve another hand. All right, so before I introduce our chief guest, I would like to invite Mrs. Mehta to the stage to say some words about our students.
Thank you. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little about Paresh Bhai. About the class, yeah. I'm not going to criticize him publicly. We can do that later on. Both my daughters have gone through the public speaking course. My older one is here. She did it last summer. My younger one, Ashna, just did it. This is what I feel has happened in the short period of public speaking for my daughters. Both of them were shy. They, unlike me, I don't really hesitate going in front of people and talking, but no matter how much I tried that they do that, most of the kids don't listen to their mom or their dad. They just think, these people are crazy, they don't know what it is to go in front of public and talk. I am an actor, theater actor, so for me going on stage, I have to do that. I could not teach that to my kids. When Ashna started this class, she was very shy. She wasn't sure if she is going to be able to do this or not. I saw some tears also. But the best thing about Paresh Bhai is he's very patient with every child. If I was him, I would lose it. And that's why my kids probably didn't want to learn from me. It's obvious, but that's a different thing. He's very patient. He gives them enough time. The other best thing I think about it is he lets them pick their topics. Today, the array of topics we heard is amazing. If Paresh Bhai or me or any of you were to pick topics for them, we wouldn't have picked these type of topics. I was so touched when Ashna said she was going to research on world hunger. I didn't even know that she knew what world hunger was. We keep our kids so protected, Talking about racism, that is such a big topic. Doing your research, thinking about how your grandparents went through it or equal rights and all those type of things, amazing. It happened all because of Paresh Bhai, his patience. He drives down from Sharon, not a small thing. I hate driving. My workplace is 10 minutes from my home. He does this every week. Twice. And he never stops smiling. He makes the kids feel comfortable, happy. Right, Ashna? I mean, Ashna's never complained. Never. She can complain. Okay, I know. So anyways, I really want to thank you, Paresh Bhai, for everything you do for all the kids of the Boston area. We are very fortunate to have you. And I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of you. Thank you. Okay, I'm handing over back to our handsome MCs. I love how coordinated you are. Come on, take over. Okay. Yay.
Thank you for your wonderful speech. So, all the speeches were amazing. Thank you, Alicia, for your amazing speech about the Earth. I didn't know that Tephra could fall from the sky. That information was really, really cool.
Yeah, and in Yashna's speech, I didn't know that over 800 million people could die from starvation.
So now it is my great honor, our great honor, to introduce our chief guest. So Girish Mehta is the founder and executive director of ICC, or Indian Circle for Caring.
He came to the U.S. in 1968. He studied in Tufts University. He got his master's degree there. And in Boston University, he got his MBA.
So he started his own business and he retired as the vice president of
LFE Corporation.
LFE Corporation, thank you. He retired as the vice president of LFE Corporation. After he retired, he wanted to help people. And as of 2007, there were over 75 Indian organizations just in our area. But none of them were dedicated to helping families in crisis, such as accident or death. So he decided to create ICC. This was an organization dedicated to helping many families that were in need in times of crisis.
Since then, he has helped over 425 families. I mean, that's a lot, right?
Yes.
And now he has more than 5,000 members in ICC. And he's helping to build more branches all over the country.
So now, it is our great honor and pleasure to invite Girish Mehta to the stage.
I learned new things. Thank you. Great job.
High five to Uncle. Let's go.
Great job. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Keep it going. Good evening. To me, this is joyous occasion on number of counts. First of all, to be able to see young minds aged from 9 to 14 learning new set of skills that I only wish somebody had an opportunity to teach me when I was going through my life. I had to learn the hard way, and nobody has yet given me a formal lesson of how to do public speaking. So if you take your notebooks out, you can make notes as to how many mistakes I make and how to improve it for me on an ongoing basis. So I would welcome that. So, Mr. Paresh Motiwala, where were you when I was growing up?
He was also growing up.
So let me share with you a story or few. First of all, I congratulate all 6 of you graduating students and 2 of our wonderful coordinated MCs for doing a job that you should certainly be proud of. Your parents should be proud of, and particularly your teacher, Mr. Motiwala, should be very, very proud of. I think he has done a tremendous job of helping in an area which is mostly neglected by us. As I go through meeting with people and see their set of skills, many a times people have set of skills and a knowledge, but their ability to discuss that with others, ability to articulate their thoughts, ability to share their ideas, win people over and convince them of one thing or other are very hard to get. This is an area that is missing. And for you to take this opportunity, I'm so very proud of what you do and the time you take to do that, because this is truly a labor of love. A labor of love in growth of our new generations coming along. Just like when I see doctors and they are good at medicine, whether they are neurologists, they are orthopedic surgeons or whatever they may be. But when it comes to other lessons in life, including financial management, for example, they are not that good. And I can speak from knowing some of them because they are my family members. Similarly, this opportunity for all of you to learn a very important skill in public speaking is going to pay dividends for many, many years to come. That will help you to understand the world around you, to think about it and reflect on it, to be able to discuss with others, and to be able to change the world around you. When you talk about hunger, word hunger, and you say, this many people are hungry, you essentially planted a seed. That seed was every one of us when we go home and when we see people wasting food, taking food that they should not be wasting, buying food they should be not storing and not ever using, all of those things we do without thinking about it. You have given us a way of thinking about it and therefore being able to reflect on it. When you talk about galaxy, when you talk about volcanoes, when you talk about equal rights, all of those are meaningful topics that you have done the research necessary, and that research has allowed you to learn something for yourself and now share it with others, and hopefully you will continue to share these and other ideas with people around you. If you do the Google search, which both of you have done very well for my introduction, if you do the Google search as to how many ideas we get in the course of a day, any guesses as to how many ideas every one of us get, whether we are creative or not, on a daily basis? Yes?
50? 100, 120?
200?
Anybody else? Higher?
It's like a billion.
1,000?
How many?
1,000?
Okay. Let's take the highest number. Let's multiply by 60. We get 60,000 ideas every day. What do we do with that? We often have that idea come and pass by. And that happens to all of us, me included most of the time. So the story I'm going to tell you is how even one idea that sticks to you can begin to make a difference. In my life, as I was growing up, I grew up part of the time in a very small village where there was no running water, where there was no electricity, where the study had to be done during daytime or under the lamp, the kerosene lamp, etc. And I've experienced and lived through scarcity of resources and availability of doing things. I've been fortunate now that in this country, being here for 49 years, I had the opportunity to get the education, be able to do my professional work and have a career that was rewarding, raise the family, raise my children, and now we are raising 5 grandchildren.
Whoa.
So we have 3 children, 5 grandchildren. They are all over the country. They're doing well. And I'm sure that many of you are doing that well already or on the path of doing that. So when your 2 daughters grow up, you will be on the path of getting there. So your journey will begin in earnest in a few years. During this window of time, a story is, as I went through studies, corporate life, starting my own business, raising our children, getting them educated and getting them married. All the sequence of events we went through. So over 10 years ago roughly, when my youngest one got married, we were sitting around and one of them looked at me and said, "Dad, you need to do something meaningful after all." That was a hint, saying, you did everything for you and your family. Food in your plate, when you move it to your mouth, is a very normal, everyday behavior every one of us have. But how about doing something meaningful, where you don't think about you, where you don't think about us, but when you think about us? And that thought, along with some previous experiences of life, reminded me the importance of doing something different, something unique. And fortunately, with the resources in Massachusetts, some meetings for brainstorming and talking about different ideas and what have you, and finding out in 2007 that there were 75 Indian organizations in this area, some of them social, some of them religious, others professional, others media and entertainment. and one organization that providing service to the community. And that organization is Saheli, that was in place for a few years before that. That was the only organization that was serving through volunteering, good-hearted effort for domestic violence and women's empowerment issue. But those were not the only issue we would find, as we are making this our home away from India. So in our new homeland, our needs are greater. And those greater needs mean that we need to respond to it. We had more social groups, we have some religious group, we have temples, all of that. When I came to Boston, there was not a single Indian restaurant in town. There was not a single grocery store of Indian origin products in town. We had to go from here to Manhattan, a place on Lexington Street called Kaluistan, to get Indian grocery. And the only thing we would find is besan flour, basmati rice, Baedeker pickles, moong, and a couple of other things. That was the short list of things we could buy. So as we make this our home, we have a greater and greater need. Our community is getting stronger. Today, how many of you know how many Indians are in US? Best guess.
2 million? 3.7.
One crore?
1/5 of the population.
3.7 million.
So we are roughly 3.5 to 3.7 million Indians in the United States. We represent 1% of the US population. But our contribution to the country is disproportionate to our population. We contribute, by best estimate, 4 to 6 times of national average in contributing to this country and what we bring to the table. And many of you know where we come from, what we bring to the table. Physicians, business people, attorneys, doctors, you name it, engineers, many of them. So that's what we bring to the table. So the need was, as we go through establishing ourselves in this country, we would have a need to deal with things that we don't plan for, things we don't anticipate. What are those things? That is something that comes your way unexpectedly at any time, such as serious sickness, hospitalization, family crises, accident, or death of loved one. And in those cases, having some helping hand, somebody to guide you, somebody to support you, would be meaningful. So the idea of do something meaningful with the need of the community, we responded to, we built this organization. And now that organization has a privilege to serving the community for 9+ years, over 450 plus clients. We do other things as well, proactive, such as healthcare proxy workshop. We have done it in 60 locations in 17 states, all free of charge service to the community, etc. So the lesson for the young generation is this: your ideas of what's important to you, what makes you happy. We talked about happiness. Happiness is contagious. If you are happy, you're likely to spread that and make people around you happy. And similarly, if you are supportive of your community gets stronger. Your community benefits by it. So keep those ideas flowing, keep learning, keep sharing your ideas with others. And as a result, you'll be a better person. You'll make your parents more proud. And you'll make better community that we live in. So my congratulations to all of you for doing such a wonderful job. Each of you have taken me to a journey that I never knew enough about. I did not know enough about volcanoes. I did not know enough about galaxy. And I couldn't say all the planets in a row without making a mistake, and I probably wouldn't do it even with looking at my list. So congratulations for learning the skills, applying those skills, and demonstrating that you are truly ready to graduate and move on to bigger and better things as you move forward in life. Once again, congratulations to all the students, their parents for doing what you do to support them, and particularly our coach, Paresh, for doing what he does. And thank you for opportunity to be with you and being able to witness this wonderful event.
Thank you. Come on, guys, let's go. Move it, move it. So now we'll be calling we can start this. We'll be calling